Is Jason building a dream or destroying their marriage? Melissa and Jason join us to face the truth. Melissa, what do you want Jason to understand?
I just want him to understand that where we're living right now, it's not a place where we should be living, especially children. And it's time that we move, and we need to figure out a way to move. If we can't afford to move, then we need to figure out a way to get that money, get that income flow somehow so that we can get a place to live.
Did you guys ever have a house?
We did have a house. We bought a house while he was still in the military, so we qualified for the VA loan. But once he transitioned from military to civilian and full-time working at his shop, and I never saw him. I literally never saw him. He was never home. He was working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to kill himself, to pay for the business, to pay for the house. And we just couldn't afford the house because he wasn't going to give up the business, so we had to give up the house.
You know, Vivica, I'm just really concerned. Carbon monoxide, I mean, that's all over the place.
Well, the garage is actually sealed off.
Not sealed off very well, because when we first started living there, the chemicals and the fumes were so strong. I would have asthma. I couldn't breathe. I had to get an asthma pump. I have to have a fan flowing constantly, because if I turn it off and I go to sleep and I wake up the next day, I can't breathe. Like,
were the kids affected by this at all?
I mean, the kids, I can't tell that they're affected, but I know they're breathing it in the same as I am.
How old are your kids?
I have a 9-year-old and a 6-year-old.
So let me tell you this. I used to own a tire shop and a mechanic shop, and one of my biggest concerns with the kids would be that as they're roaming around, playing around with the chemicals that you need to repair some of the cars, and not only that, the heavy equipment that goes into having a mechanic shop or just changing tires, that's really dangerous for the kids. Or what about a car? If they're just roaming around while you're doing a mechanic, or you have your employees around, the danger that you're putting them in.
Definitely not. I don't allow them inside the garage at all. I don't want them in there. It's too dangerous, just like you've mentioned. I like them to stay upstairs in the living area, or they can play downstairs.
But kids have to be healthy, though. They have to have a place to play.